Dear students, I have come with Introduction to Statistics. So in this module, I am going to explain what are the definitions of statistics, advantages of statistics, limitations of statistics, and scope of statistics. So first we will see how the word statistics is derived. So this word is derived from the Latin word status or Italian word statista, German word statistic or French word statistic. So all these words, it's the same meaning, it's a political state. So in the early days, this statistics or this subject statistics was used for collecting data for the state. Now why the state need the subject? They wanted to frame policies for military and fiscal policies. Fiscal policies, you know that is for the public administration. So this government was using from the earlier days, collecting data, and on that basis they used to take the decisions for administering the state. Thus statistics in the earlier days, it was known as science of state because it was mainly used by the state. Now I am going to give you three definitions. So first definition, Professor Bowley defines statistics as statistics are numerical statement of facts in any department of inquiry placed in relation to each other. The second definition is Boodington defines statistics as a science of estimates and probabilities. So the third definition, I am going to explain the characteristics of definition with the help of this definition that is given by the Horace Secrist. So this definition is accepted as the standard definition for statistics. So he defines statistics as aggregates of facts affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose and placed in relation to each other. Now, I am going to take the characteristics of statistics from this definition. So, I told you this definition is considered as the accepted definition for statistics. So, the first characteristic if you can take from the definition is simple facts or isolated items. So, any item you want to analyze, statistics is the tool for doing that. The death rate in the country due to COVID, we can analyze with the help of statistical data. Second one is affected by multiplicity of causes. What are the reasons for unemployment? What are the reasons for inequality of income in our country? These are affected by numerous factors. So statistics, when we will take some figures about unemployment rate or inequality, all the factors related to that we will try to correlate. Then only we will give a statistical value. Third point you have to remember, it's numerically expressed. Statistical data, if I'll see that death rate due to COVID, it was 9.63% in Kerala yesterday. That meaning I am getting a value and I am getting a percentage. The previous day the rate was 11.63%. That meaning I got an idea that now the death rate is reducing. Earlier date 11.63, now it's 9.63. So that decrease in the value I can make out just by getting the data in the news. Fourth point is enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy. Whatever they are giving as a data, if it's a profit figure for a company or the dividend declared by a company, when you are getting some values, this is estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy. There are accepted methods. Based on that, they are collecting the data and they are giving it to the public. Collected in a systematic manner. So how we are going to collect the data and how we are going to present the data, the tabulation, everything I am going to explain in the next module. So here you have to remember that there are accepted methods for collecting. The systematic methods are there. Random sampling method we will use to collect the data and to present the data. So that is very important in statistics. We are doing it in a systematic manner. Next is collected for a predetermined purpose. See, if you want to know that the students registering for undergraduate education in our country, so that is our aim for collecting that data. So with that objective, we will collect the data in a systematic manner. Then we can say that this is the information after conducting this survey. So that is the predetermined purpose. Anything we are doing, see, I already told you statistics is used for planning. So that any item you want to cover, so with a predetermined purpose you are collecting the data, then placed in relation to each other. So always you have to remember that statistics can be used for comparison. Unemployment rate in the different states we can compare. Inequality of income in different states we can compare. With different countries you can cover. So this is the advantage of statistics. We can compare the data and we can draw conclusions from that. Now, divisions of statistics. Statistics can be divided into two. One is statistical methods and second one is applied statistics. Statistical methods are, I told you, we are collecting data in a systematic manner. So you have to do a survey, you have to prepare a questionnaire, you have to tabulate the data, you have to present that with the help of graphs and diagrams. These are the statistical methods we are using. And there are different calculations, correlation, regression, mean, median, mode. Different calculations we will do. The second one you have to remember that it's the applied statistics. So once you get the data, what we are going to do that we are using for application. It can be for making state policies. It can be for making business policies. It can be for public administration. It can be for framing income tax policies. Anything we can use the statistical data. So that is the part of applied statistics. You have to remember that we are using widely in research. The application of statistics or the research is completely related to the application of statistics. Statistical data we are using for analyzing different research concepts, and based on that we are giving the conclusion. So that is helping the policy makers in framing appropriate policies. So that is the importance of statistics. Now, functions of statistics. So first one is to present facts in a definite form. How many students are there in a university? So if you are saying that 30,000 students are there in a university, then you will get an idea. If the competitive university has got 50,000 students, then you will get an idea. There is first university is getting 50,000 students, the second university is getting 30,000 students. You can compare the information. Second one is precision to facts. See, for example, instead of saying in the country, in India, there is lot of COVID death. But if you put that as 30 patients died due to COVID yesterday, that means you are giving precision to facts. That is very important. You express anything in terms of numbers or percentages, it will give value to the problem what you are explaining. Third point is comparison. Inequality rate in developed countries, inequality rate in underdeveloped countries, inequality rate in developing countries. So the comparisons are possible with the help of statistics. Next is formulating and testing of hypothesis. See, if you take the example of how savings of a household sector is affected, there are many factors related to that. If both husband and wife are working in a house, then their savings will be more. Age of the respondent will be a contributing factor in deciding the saving rate. Number of people dependent on the family, that is another factor. Then number of services, number of year of service they have put in. All these are important in knowing the saving rate of the household. So these factors we will take and we will do the testing of hypothesis. Then our result will have more value. Then we can give precision to the fact. We can say that savings is affected by these factors which we have considered. And in that, age of the respondent is a contributing factor. Dual income is a contributing factor. So these are the important factors, but there are some factors which are having less influence on the saving rate. So you can give more importance or more precision to the fact or the analysis you are doing. Now, forecasting. So this is very important, forecasting. Now you know that everybody is thinking of getting COVID medicine. So this now government can forecast how much medicine they want for each country. And they can, based on that, they can make the policy decision, how they can make the medicine available for everyone. So that is very important. Next thing you have to remember, it's used for policy making. You know that during COVID time, income tax department, they have made many changes. Why they made the policy changes? Because they know that people are affected. Many lost the job. and they have to make suitable arrangements for making income tax filing of returns. So they extended the time from August 31st, the usual date, to December 31st. So these are the policy changes. So government got the figures, how many people lost the job, how it affected the economy. Based on that, they can take the policy decisions. Now, statistics enlarges individual experience. See, instead of getting any information like a story, if you are getting by figures, if you can put it in a proper format, the pass percentage of students in a university, then it will give a value. The number of students got distinction, the number of students got first class, the number of pass students, the number of failed students, then we can get a clear picture. So if you will come to the class-wise analysis, it will enlarge our individual experience. See, the subject I am teaching, I will always analyze this. How many students got distinction? How many got first class? How many are past students? How many failed? So that will make me a better teacher. So based on that experience, I can handle the next semester students. So that is the importance. Next, statistics enables measurement of the magnitude of a phenomena, seriousness of the factor. See, now you know that inequality in the country. Now one reason is COVID, but another reason, many reasons are there. How the business is affected due to lockdown, how many people lost the job, how the migrant workers are affected. So many factors are there. So when you are analyzing the pre-COVID and post-COVID analysis, all these factors have to be considered. Then only you will get a clear picture. Now, limitations of statistics. We were talking about only the positive side of statistics. Now, limitations are also there. So, first one is statistics does not study the qualitative phenomena, the level of satisfaction, honesty, intelligence, happiness. All this, we have some statistical methods to analyze that. We will collect the qualitative information. With the help of scaling techniques, we will convert into quantitative information and we will give the statistical result. But that is not 100% accurate. So one limitation is statistics does not study the qualitative phenomena. My level of happiness, it cannot be measured. Sometimes I may give one data that may not be the correct one. So that is the qualitative information. Whereas if it's numerical information, statistics can take the correct value. Say for example, the marks scored by students in a class. The numbers are available. So statistics is perfect there. We can use that. Whereas happiness of students we cannot measure with statistical terms. Next is statistics does not study the individual changes. See, if I am saying that average height of students in a class is 5 feet 8 inches. So some students will be taller than that. Some students will be shorter than that. So that is not saying the individual changes. So that is the second limitation. Statistics does not study the individual changes. Similarly, we have to remember that, so if we are covering the average marks of students, see for example, average marks of students for statistics in a class is 60. There may be some students who got 100 out of 100. There will be students who got 40. So this is not giving the individual changes. It's giving only the collective effort or the collective information only statistics can provide. Third is statistical results are true only in general and not in an average. So this you have to remember that always true on an average inequality rate in a country. See for example, if you are saying that India is a developing country, there are billionaires in our country, millionaires in our country. There are people living below the poverty line in our country. So we can give only general information. On an average, we can say that India is a developing country. There are people in different strata of society. Some are extremely rich, some are extremely poor, some are middle income. Next point is statistics can be misused by ignorant and wrongly motivated persons. I want to quote an example. Once they conducted a survey in Johns Hopkins University, and the survey result was that 33% of the girl students married their professors while doing research. So they wanted to know that whether it's correct or not, because 33% is an alarming figure, it's a high percentage. So when they checked their data, actually one student married a professor while she was doing research. So one student out of 3 girl students at that time, that is how we got the percentage as 33%. So actually this is giving a high percentage, but it's quite away from the truth. Actually it's only one student. So statistics can be misused by ignorant and wrongly motivated persons. Now, statistics does not reveal the entire story. Anything, if you take that, even if it's a business analysis, the result. See, for example, the profit declared by a bank after merger and before merger. We are interested to know that how the merger has affected the banking industry. But it will not reveal the entire story. There will be non-performing assets. There will be problems with moratorium by the central government. So all these problems cannot be declared or cannot be revealed when we are getting the results of the bank. We are analyzing the thing, we are analyzing it in a proper way, but there are also limitations. It is not covering the entire story. There can be loopholes in the system. So that is why always we will say that statistics can be do with complete 100% precision. We have to do that. Next is statistics cannot prove anything. So you can say that statistics cannot prove anything, meaning, see, the reason is multiplicity of factors affecting that problem. There are qualitative factors also. See, for example, whether I am happy with the central planning for income tax. I can say that I am happy because I am an employed person, I am a salaried person, whatever salary I am getting, I am giving the complete tax. Whereas if you ask a business person, now he is facing problem with this due to COVID and the lockdown. So if he has to pay the same amount of tax which he was paying, now he is not happy. Whereas the people who lost the job, so now they don't have any income, but still they have to pay the tax. So statistics cannot prove anything. So if you conduct a survey, people will say that they are happy with the income tax what they are paying. But that is far from the truth. That is not the correct thing. Next thing you have to remember, statistics is liable to be misused. So sometimes politicians, sometimes business houses, they want to give the correct data. So what they will do, they will quote only the favorable figures. This many people got job. How many roads I have constructed, how many metro stations I have completed, how many flyovers I have completed. They will not disclose what are incomplete, what is the actual state of roads in Bangalore. They will not disclose that. They will say only the favorable figures. Now, distrust in statistics. So, just like what the positive sides or the advantages of statistics, we have seen the limitations of statistics. Always you have to remember that if this subject is not used properly, it can create more damage than the positive or the advantages. So first one is quoting figures without proper context. See, I told you the John Hopkins University example, the research what they conducted. See, if you want to generalize that, all the universities, lady research scholars are marrying their professors. It is a completely wrong information. We cannot quote like that. So this is quoting figures without proper context. Even if you are collecting some data for a university, it may be true only for that university. It may not be true for any other university. So you have to remember that quoting figures without proper context. Next one is comparing totally unrelated sets of figures. See, if you compare the employment rate in developed countries, developing countries, underdeveloped countries, it cannot be compared. There is lot of difference. There is no point in comparing that. If you want to compare the unemployment rate in India, you can compare with different states. Third point is quoting favorable figures only. That is why I told you, if a business is going from loss to loss, what they will try to do that? They will try to cover only the positive figures. If they are introducing a new product, if they have non-performing assets, they will not declare that. They will declare only the favorable figures. So they can create some information or they can create a different image in the general public. So that is the advantage of quoting favorable figures. Usually politicians or public administrators, sometimes government officials, they will quote only favorable figures. They will not quote the unfavorable figures. Next is generalizing from part to whole. See, for example, I told you that anything you are getting an information. See, for example, the pass percentage in a university is very good. Maybe because of the education they are giving. But if you think about a government university or a government school or a government college, that pass percentage, you cannot compare with a private university because the facilities the students are getting from a private university is totally different compared to what in a government university or a government school or a government college the students are getting. So you cannot compare that information. Next is scope and importance of statistics. So statistics and the state. You know that everything what they are doing for state level planning and administration, it's based on facts. They collect the statistical information. Now with the computerization, just by the click of the mouse, it's possible to get the information. So that is how they will do the state level administration and planning. So statistics is playing a key role in the developmental activities of the state, because they are giving figures. Based on that, they are taking the decisions for the state. Next is statistics and business. A new product has to be introduced, or a business has to go for mergers and acquisition, or a business has to go for expansion in a different state or in a different country. The profit figures for that company will give them the decision. So based on that, they will take the decision. So statistics is very helpful for taking business decisions. If the profit is increasing, then they can take a favorable thing. If the profit is declining, then they have to think about that. So based on the profit figures, they will take a decision. Now statistics in planning, in everyday planning. Maybe it's an organization, it's a business unit, it's state, it's for an individual, it's for a household. We are deciding things on the basis of statistics. See, for example, if a house, if you take that, whatever the salary we are receiving or whatever the income for the household, based on that we are taking the decision for planning. Next, statistics and economics. You know that economics, they are using unemployment rate, the developmental activities for the state, income, poverty, all the activities, inequalities, anything for that matter you take, statistics is the key for taking the decisions. All the economic problems are there analyzing with the help of statistics. Next, statistics in social science. Social science is the research. Now everybody is thinking about doing research. So research, that is important. In developed countries, universities are giving good research. So other countries, in developing countries like India also, we are getting a lot of importance for doing research. So knowing statistics, the methods of statistics, where to use the proper tools, it's very important in social science, and especially to do the research. Now I am coming to the last slide, that is whether statistics is a science or an art. So this is usually a confusion, that is science, if you see that science refers to a systematized body of knowledge. So if you see statistics from that angle also, we have to remember that if you are doing any statistical survey, we are using in a systematic manner the random sampling methods we will learn. So based on that, we have different tools for tabulating. We are presenting the data, we are analyzing the data, we are using different statistical techniques for that. So we can say that statistics is a science because it has got systematized body of knowledge. Similarly, science, if science is knowledge, art is an action. See, now we have seen that how statistics is used in planning and administration. So if we get some data using statistical analysis, that we are using for our planning and administration. So the basic knowledge what we are getting from science, we are using in action. So that we can say that statistics is a science and an art. So that is the conclusion. Statistics is science and art. Thank you. Happy learning.